main thing Sao Paulo is known for is its largest international population. The city of Sao Paulo has the highest concentration of Japanese natives outside of Asia and features the world's only traditional sumo gym outside of Japan. Fernando Alonso has never taken victory in Brazil, yet the Spaniard has made the podium on 8 occasions, more than any other current driver, only twice less than Michael Schumacher, who stood on the podium 10 times, 4 times the Grand Prix winner. The circuit underwent renovations during the late 60s with the hope that modern facilities would entice the FIA to host a Formula 1 GP. After hosting a non-championship GP in '72, the attendance of over 100,000 people, the FIA agreed to host a championship GP the following year. The 1973 Brazilian GP was won by none other than Emerson Fittipaldi on his home circuit.
What's going on, guys, and welcome to Formula 7 Racing. This is the Gold Division, the best of the best drivers from around the world, all competing to be the #1 driver here in Formula 7. We do have a few drivers already out on track and already racing, and 2 of them look like the Williams drivers. It is Ben Shorley is going to be the first driver out on track. What's going on, Red? How are you? So, we have a sprint race, which should be fun. I'm just going to get everything sorted. There we go. So, on board with the Williams driver, he will be the first car to set a lap. And, you know, every single time I spectate on the Gold Division, all I can see is just drivers getting quicker and quicker, and the grid just getting faster and faster. It's been amazing. Yeah, it's been alright, Red. I went to my nan and granddad's, did a bit of shopping for them, had a bit of dinner there, and then came back. So I've been there all afternoon. How about you? Oh, the Williams are racing towards the line. They're both going for flying laps, and they're going to be very close here. This is not good for Samuel and Ben Shorley, the 2 teammates. Oh, they've crashed. The 2 Williams drivers have crashed on their first flying laps. The first 2 drivers to set laps, and they have clattered into each other. Nobody wanted to give way, and there's drama already, and he just spun in front of him there. Ben Shorley, and what happened there? So Sandro Pera's already to the line, a 1:08.7 for the Aston Martin driver of Pera. So we do stay on board with TTL Sandro as he tries to set a lap up and towards turn 10. We go down the hill. So, Indigo, yes, if you do have a qualifying ban, mate, you have to serve it on your first race, otherwise they'll just give you a race ban, so it's not worth it. So, yeah, get your qualifying ban done, mate. If you've got one, just go out, set an out lap so you can get your setup on and then go back in and retire the car. But you've got the sprint race and the feature race to try and make a comeback, so don't worry. It's probably the best race you could serve a qualifying ban on. You've got the qualifying ban in silver. Was it last week, mate? If you're a reserve driver, though, aren't you? Yes, so you would serve it in this race. XD Paco comes through, a 1:07.6. And then Reese with a 1:07.7. The 2 Alpha Tauris in P2 and P3. And Henke, the Alfa Romeo driver, comes through with a 1:07.4. What a lap from him. Some unbelievable lap times already being set. What about Timmy in the Alpine? No worries, Indigo, just make sure you go out, set an out lap. But yeah, it's probably the best race you could serve a qualifying ban on, because you've got the sprint race and the feature race to make a comeback. Here comes Timmy in the Alpine, down towards the line, and Timmy goes P3 with a 1:07.6. Only 3/10 of a second separate XD Paco in the Haas and Timmy in the Alpine. Some unbelievable lap times. I'm just going to refer to the Ferrari as Salma. He is now a full-time Ferrari driver. And he didn't have the best of races last week, so let's see what he can do this week. BRT Samuel does come through in P12. He will go again. And Ty Siesta, the Season 6 World Champion in the Haas. So let's see what the Dutchman can do down towards turn 12. I do wonder what cars these drivers are going to be racing with next season. Remember, we only have 3 races left after today. So we're going to be doing that spin the wheel at some point as well. Indigo will serve his qualifying penalty. And Ty Siesta to the line of 108.3 goes up to P8. Salma in the Ferrari is going to be next to the line. The Scuderia, no, he's going to go again. So yeah, I cannot wait to see what cars the drivers get next season. It's going to be so good, and especially with the new game as well. I cannot wait. And F7 just continues to get bigger and bigger and just keep growing and growing, and it's been an incredible year so far in 2024. Let me just sort the mic out. And the team in F7 as well. Like, honestly, like, I couldn't even think of F7 without the team. It's been an incredible year. We've put in so much time and effort and hard work, and we have nearly 400 Discord members. We have 15,000 followers on TikTok. We have an amazing following on Instagram, 2,000 on YouTube, 1,200 on Twitch. It's just been incredible. And what a season it is going to be on the new game. And as Formula 1 continues to grow as well, it just helps the esports leagues, which is really good to see. So Natmobile going down towards turn 9 and then back up the hill towards turn 10 for the Mercedes AMG with that all white helmet on today. Down the hill we go towards turn 11 and 12 into the left-hander, out of turn 12 and through turn 13 up towards turn 14 for the Mercedes AMG Petronas, down through 15 and then to the start-finish line for Natmobile, and it's going to be a 108.0 and it's up to P7 for the Mercedes. Salma in the Ferrari is going again. He's got a McLaren just moving out of his way, which is good, but the Scuderia is going to be next. What about Merckx in the Alpine coming down towards turn 9 now, stepped in at very, very short notice, which is brilliant, and you can always rely on Merckx. Yeah, definitely, Red. I cannot wait. And there's I feel like the divisions are going to be so competitive. We've got a lot of moving around to do, and I think what the picture I've got in my head, I think a lot of the drivers are going to be happy. So Merckx is going to be down on his lap times. He did make a few mistakes. Salma in the Ferrari coming out of turn 12. But honestly, I don't think we could be as big as we are without the team that we've got, which is just so good. Salma in the Scuderia down towards the line. Salma, 108.1 goes up to P8. Look how competitive this is. Perra in the Aston Martin has invalidated it. Merckx did set a 112.6, but he will be looking at improving that. XD Paco is on another lap. What about Sendro, who is improving at turn 10? 9 minutes to go in this sprint race in qualifying. Down towards turn 12 for the AlphaTauri driver. The man from Norway makes a huge mistake, and onto the grass he goes. And Sendro, it's unlike him to make mistakes. What about the other TTL driver of XD Paco as the Williams just gets out of his way? Not what he did with his teammate, but it's what he does with the Haas. XD Paco will try and improve, and a little bit of slipping of the rear tyres there, and he is down by 2/100ths of a second for the Haas driver. He did make a slight mistake as he got all squirrely coming out of the chicane at turn 12, but XD Paco through turn 14 and 15 he goes and into the pits. That slight mistake, and he's back into the pit lane. Lewis W, and I always praise Lewis W for the driver he has become. Fanfurness, the Dutch driver, a 107.9 from Fanfurness and up to P5. What a lap from him. Yeah, I always praise the driver that Lewis W has become, but he is the definition of a driver in F7 who's come in here and from start to finish has improved massively. Yeah, exactly, Dennis. If there's anybody I trust when it comes to talking strategies, it's absolutely you. So whatever you say, I'll agree with. Lewis W down towards turn 11 and 12. His teammate just dodging a bullet there. Out of turn 12 for Lewis W. And the Alfa Romeo driver, Morgan, on his debut race, is up to P6. And what about Lewis W? He went into the pit lane, but CRE Morgan on his debut race here in F7 is up to P7 and just behind his teammate Fanfurness, a 107.9. Brilliant stuff. What about Ben Shorley? Ben Shorley goes up to P6, moves them all down a position. So the Williams drivers are very close, and Timmy comes to the line in the Alpine, a 107.6. From Timmy. So Henke on another level at the moment. Can anybody catch him here in Sao Paulo with 5 minutes of qualifying remaining? But the two Williams drivers are on fire. They're so closely matched as well. Ty Siesta in the Haas has invalidated his lap. There is still a few drivers on outlaps. What about Reese? He is a tenth of a second up. It's going to put him in the sixes as well. The 107.6s. Reese, the British driver, to the line. It's a 107.5. And it's P2 from V10 Reese. What a lap time. And what a display of racecraft from Reese. Henke is back into the pits with 6 minutes to go. Ty Siesta did invalidate it, so he's going to have to go all the way around. There's a couple of drivers coming through to start flying laps. The Red Bull. Oh, I thought there was a Red Bull being overtaken there. Oh, Poem. What happened to Poem? He's going very slow. He's going to have to go all the way around again. It was an Alpine going into the pit lane. Ty Siesta will go again. So let's see what he can do. Just stay on board with him. Yeah, if you're all watching, please stay tuned for Season 9 because we have got huge things in the pipeline. We said that we were going to make massive changes coming into this year in 2024. We've already done that. We've had over 80 new drivers join. We've had events already. We've got the podcast coming back. We've got a new season starting. And we've got incredible drivers on the grid. All the way from bronze to fantasy and realistic. It's phenomenal to see. And I can only say, from the start of the season, the drive craft has definitely improved. Here comes Ty Siesta in the Haas, and into the pit lane he goes. So there is a Mercedes and his Natmobile. He is 16 1,000ths of a second down on his lap time at the moment. Yellow flags waving, and that is a Ferrari, I think, that's off the track. Hopefully doesn't hinder Natmobile. Did he crash? Oh, into the pit lane goes Natmobile. So the Red Bull driver of Poem is improving, so he did have to go round again. He is only very slightly up on his lap time, but that would make a massive difference. Oh, and his back end just slips out. His rear wheels just spinning. And he is still up on his lap time by 7 100ths of a second. That would put him in front of Ty Siesta. Down through turn 14 and 15 into the pit lane. Bowen was improving, but with only 3 minutes to go, he's going to get a set of new shoes on out of the pit lane and go again. XD Paco is on an outlap. Reese is also coming out, but it is going to be XD Paco, who's going to have a lot of traffic in front of him. It's such an incredible circuit. What's going on, Nick? How you doing, mate? Another amazing driver that has grown in F7 is Nick Duke. So here comes XD Paco to start his flying lap. Let's go on board with him. In towards turn 1 we go, nice and tight to the curb, through turn 2, over the curb he goes, slips onto the outside chicane and down Retta Aposta. Here comes the Haas driver of XD Paco, down towards turn 4, the left-hander, over the chicane and in towards turn 5, the two left-handers. Through turn 5 and then back up the hill, a little bit of traffic in front of him, in towards turn 6 and 7, easing off the throttle there as he goes through the chicane and then down towards turn 8. You want to go down the left-handed hill now towards turn 9 and then back up again towards turn 10. He slipped it, the rears have gone, and Dennis did comment on the setup that XD Paco was running, and it looks like he's finding it tricky himself. The elevations around the circuit of Sao Paulo are incredible here in Brazil, and it looks like XD Paco is feeling that. So we go on board with V10 Reese over the curb at turn 2, and he looks a lot more settled on the track. It looks like his car is sticking to the surface a lot more than what XD Paco's was. Paco cannot improve. Reese is already up through sector 1 as he goes in towards turn 4 and 5, nice and tight to the curb, and then back up the hill towards turn 6 and 7 for the AlphaTauri driver. A little bit of traffic in front of him, and the Haas moves out the way through turn 8 and then down the left-handed hill at turn 9. Up towards turn 10 we go for the AlphaTauri. Through the right-hander, you have to go really tight through there and slow, and then back down the hill towards turn 11 and 12, where Lewis Hamilton overtook Timo Glock to win the World Championship. Out of turn 12 and 13 goes the AlphaTauri driver down the DRS straight. That rear wing will open. It does open through turn 15. Down towards the line goes V10 Reese, and he takes provisional pole by half a tenth of a second. What a lap time. Ty Siesta is going to start his last flying lap. The Alpine driver of Timmy, no, he's going to be the last driver. He's going to be the last to the line and the last over the line as well. There's McLaren drivers coming through. That is Morgan that's messed up. Salma in the Ferrari is out. Hopefully Morgan slowed down to give Williams slipstream. That's Ben Shirley. So once again we have teams helping each other out. Ben Shirley goes up to P3. A Mercedes of Natmobile goes up to P8. Ty Siesta is going to come to the line. No, he's not. That was XD Paco. Is he going to go for another run? The Alfa Romeo of Henke is going to be next. The Norwegian takes back provisional pole. BRT Samuel stays in P6. The Aston Martin Apera stays in P12. Sendro is only in P9, unbelievably. Fanfness in P8. Morgan in P9 at the moment. The two McLarens are going to be next. Here comes Fanfness. Fanfness stays in P8 with a 107.8. And Morgan, he's out of DRS. He's down on his lap time as well. Natmobile is off the track. XD Paco, Timmy. Timmy is going to be next in the Alpine. Timmy to the line, stays P4. Ben Shirley is down on his lap time, so is Reese. I think that is it. XD Paco has spun it again, and pole position belongs to Norway, and Henke takes it. I'm not happy with two separate teams once again working together. Morgan, Ben Shirley did it on his debut race, and now Morgan on his debut race has done it for Ben Shirley. This is not open lobbies. This is not an amateur league. This is one of the most professional leagues in Europe, and I don't appreciate people coming in and making a mockery of the division, to be quite honest. But what a qualifying session that was. So Henke will start on pole position for today's Sao Paulo Grand Prix. Look how close it is. Only 3/10 of a second separate the top five. V10 Reese will start on the front row of the grid in the Alpha Tauri. On the second row of the grid, it's Ben Shirley in the Williams and Timmy in the Alpine in P4. On the third row of the grid, XD, Paco in the Haas in P5 and Samuel in the Williams in P6. On the fourth row of the grid, Lewis W in the Alfa Romeo in P7 and Ty's your Season 6 World Champion in P8. On the fifth row of the grid, it's an all McLaren lockout of Fanfurness and Morgan on his debut race in P9 and P10. Then comes Senjo, Natmobile, Pera, Salma, Poem, Merckx, Jack, YXF and Indigo with that qualifying penalty. So, as Ben would say, it looks a little bit murky out there. Absolutely red, yeah. You can help your teammates, but not your mates. That's quite different. So, here we go. This is it. All the drivers getting ready for the sprint race here in Brazil. So this is it for Formula 7 racing here in the Gold Division for the Brazilian Grand Prix. And it's lights out and away we go. Down towards turn one, Reese and Henke wheel to wheel. Ben Shirley and the Williams just watches on. They have a little coming together. Henke will stay in the lead. Reese is right behind him. Everybody getting through turn 1 and 2. Down Retroposta they go. And Lewis, that is Henke that is round in the Alfa Romeo. He's had a collision. He's spun it. Ben Shirley's into the lead and Reese is down in P5. So it must have been a huge collision between Reese and Henke. And they, from the front row of this grid, in the sprint race, are all the way down. Poem is up 3 places. That is Ty Siesta that is off the track in the Haas and being overtaken by pretty much everybody as YXF comes through. Natmobile and Morgan are side by side. The Mercedes and the Haas wheel to wheel going up towards turn 9. Natmobile clatters into Lewis W, who was having a phenomenal drive. And that was not good driving from the Mercedes. And they are now up a position. Ben Shirley is going to be your race leader at the end of lap 1 with Timmy in the Alpine in P2. What a start to this Grand Prix. A lot of drivers losing out. XD Paco in the Haas. Samuel V10 Reese who's down 3 places. UFRL Merckx on the back of YXF and the Mercedes. The Alpine went to go left. And the Mercedes made a late move and touches the grass, does Merckx, and Tyres goes through. Merckx will just about slows down enough. I feel very sorry for Lewis. Not to his own doing at all. Even Senjo is through on Salma. Yeah, he did absolutely nothing wrong. Just got smashed in the back from the Mercedes of Natmobile. So, it is Timmy in the Alpine that now leads this Grand Prix. Ben Shirley in P2. I do feel really sorry for some of these drivers. Indigo is through on Poem, the Aston Martin driver. Poem in the Red Bull will come back down the inside in towards turn 14. You do not want to go side by side through there. And Poem is losing a few positions. Tyres losing the rears through that chicane. Poem and Tyres getting to know each other. Here comes V10 Reese on Samuel. What about Ben Shirley on Timmy? Indigo has lost a few places. Tyres to go 3 wide in towards turn 1. Wow, you do not want to go 3 wide into there. YXF is through. And Tyres and Indigo are coming together. Ben Shirley is retaking the lead of this Grand Prix. Timmy goes over the chicane. XD backwards right on their tails. Poem and YXF once again getting acquainted with each other. We've got like 5 drivers all side by side with each other. Incredible driving. The wheel to wheel. Oh, 3 of them, 4 of them, 5 of them. The Red Bull is round. Poem just could not catch a break from some of them drivers. And the Alpine and the Ferrari now wheel to wheel. That is Jack and Merckx Two very clean drivers. You will not see the sort of battling between them two like you are doing across the track at the moment. Indigo, YXF, Pera, Natmobile, Morgan, Fanfinus, Reese, Samuel, XD Paco, Timmy and Ben Shorley. Can Timmy retake the lead in this Grand Prix? The Alpine driver on the back of the Williams will move to the left. And the Alpine will take the lead in this Grand Prix, but XT Paco's going to try his luck as well. They're going to go free wide in towards turn 1 and 2. Timmy will stay in the lead. The Williams of Ben Shorley in P2. XT Paco is right on his rear diffuser. Down Reto Raposta with that DRS. They're going to catch the Alpine once again. They're both going to try and go up the inside. Is Timmy going to be able to defend? He does at the moment, and XT Paco will stay in P3. Oh, look at this. The Williams lunges up the inside. That was Samuel lunging up the inside of XD Paco. And UFRL, I know some drivers seem very, very impatient, and it is frustrating to watch at times. So Timmy is in P2, XD Paco, Samuel, Reese is still there after that collision with Henkyu that put him right to the back of this Grand Prix. Is that rain? Is that rain? It is. The qualifying is going to throw up a storm here. The rain has started to fall here in Brazil. Morgan is already into the pit lane. Reese will try and make a move on the Williams. Round the outside goes the AlphaTauri. They're wheel to wheel through turn 1 and 2. Incredible racing from Reese and Samuel. Samuel is literally trying to hook onto the back tyre of the AlphaTauri there. Really dangerous driving from the Williams. And he's now hitting the back of the AlphaTauri. He needs to be really careful here, Samuel. That's not great, that. So here they come up the hill again, and and Fanfinus in the McLaren on the outside of the Williams. So the rain has started to fall. It'll be interesting to see what the drivers do now. Henke still at the back. Morgan is on the intermediates. Wow, he's made a really early call. He has made a really early call. Indigo is through on Merckx. XD Paco stays out. So does Timmy and Ben Shorley. Reese. Samuel is going to try and make a move on the AlphaTauri, and the Williams driver is through. Fanfinus is into the pit lane. Pera moves up a position. Tyres Tiesta gets 5 seconds for speeding into the pit lane. Can Reese get the position back on the Williams driver? XD Paco is now your race leader, but here comes Reese in the AlphaTauri, and Samuel is really pushing him to the left, and the AlphaTauri driver will still try and make a move. Samuel leaves in the room on the inside, and that's good racing for a change. Timmy on the back of the Haas driver, the Alpine. Poem having to make a comeback after getting clattered out of this race. So a few of the drivers have now pitted for intermediates. This is so interesting, especially for the sprint race. Timmy with a slight slip of the rears there. Oh, UFRL, there's going to be talks with a few drivers after the race. Some drivers seem to be making a bit of a mockery of the league, and it's not on really. So Timmy into the slipstream of XD Paco and the Alpine. Is he going to go for the move? He doesn't. He backs out. So he thinks better of it. Samuel is through on the inside of Reese once more. Into turn 2 they go. Onto the chicane. UFRL, Merckx and Lewis. Wheel to wheel they go. And that is great racing. That is how you do it. Timmy is back through on XD Paco. So Timmy is now back into the race lead. It'll be interesting. Morgan is through on Tyres Tiesta at the McLaren. Merckx and Lewis once again battling. And Lewis in the Alfa Romeo on the Alpine of Merckx, and Jack, three of probably the cleanest and best drivers that F7 has to offer, and they're absolutely showing it here in the Gold Division. When do the drivers pit for intermediates? Remember, Morgan is already on the inters. Is he already on the right tyre choice, or has he lost too much time? Timmy! Indigo is out! He's crashed into the wall, and it is a full course safety car. Indigo is out of the sprint race, and this gives every driver an opportunity to pit. Timmy has stayed out. Ben Shorley is in. Samuel is in. Timmy has stayed out. Ben Shorley gets 5 seconds. Natmobile gets 5 seconds. It's such an unnecessary penalty, especially under a safety car. What are you speeding into the pit lane for? There's a safety car. Like, what are you rushing for? You're gonna lose no places. Oh, Jack, come on. Oh God, Salma, every single driver coming into the pit lane for them intermediate tyres. Like, oh my God, what happened to Fanfinus? Like, for me, I don't get it. Like, there's literally no reason. Timmy is trying to get past the safety car, I think. Oh, no grip. So, Timmy, the only driver not to pit for intermediates. And YXF as well. Natmobile has gone on to the hard compound tyres. Wow. Maybe he didn't swap it for the intermediates. So now Timmy is your race leader with Natmobile in P2. Jack again, Red, I know, with the 5 seconds. I just can't understand why you speed into a pit lane. Like, even under the safety car, like, you've got nothing to gain. Just go dead slow. So, Timmy is pitting. Timmy is finally pitting. It's way too wet. YXF will stay out in the lead. So Timmy, who was on course to win this sprint race, is going to go right to the back of the pack. XD Paco will now be your race leader. Reese is there in P4. YXF is going to stay out on the softs. Surely he's going to be swallowed up when this safety car goes in. There's a lot of drivers really far back. These guys pitted on the intermediates so early on, and they've really paid for it. Natmobile, who pitted for the hards, the track is drenched now. So Morgan up to P16, he needs to catch up to the pack. It's a sprint race, so there's a good chance the safety car will go in this lap. YXF needs the safety car to go in this lap, he really does. So the pack is there now. And I've got a feeling the safety car will go in, and this is exactly what YXF needs, because the longer the safety car stays out, there we go, and the more the rain drops, it's going to be worse for him. So we're going to have 3 laps of racing. YXF will lead us away. So another restart in the sprint race. 1 DNF, which is Indigo, who caused the safety car. And YXF got a good start. Timmy is overtaking Salma before the line. It's caused a few issues. YXF will lead them in towards turn 1. V10 Reese on the back of Ben Shorley. Pera is there as well. Timmy is through, and Salma is round, and so is Fanfinus. Salma and Fanfinus got caught up. Fanfinus is out. Morgan on the back of Henke. That is XD Paco already through on YXF, who is struggling. The Mercedes driver is getting swallowed up. It's definitely intermediates now. Salma is also out. We still have the feature race to go. Pera in the Aston Martin could potentially be up to P4 in the Gold Division. Lunges down the inside. He's got to be a little bit more patient. We know that YXF is going to be slow, but you just got to be patient. Henke on at Poem leaves the room for the Red Bull driver. Natmobile, remember, on them hard compound tyres, is through on his teammate as well. But they're both going to be struggling. Lewis is through on YXF. YXF is going to try and lunge down the inside. Lewis leaves loads of room. And he's probably being extra careful. It is absolute carnage here. Timmy is now from YXF and up to P8. Ty Siesta has been spun. Ben Shirley on the back of XD Paco for the sprint win. Now Lewis is through on Natmobile, remember, on them intermediates. Nothing Natmobile can do. Timmy is chasing him down. Henke is through on YX7, and so is Morgan. Timmy is right into the slipstream of Natmobile. Remember, he's on them hard. He's going to go for the lunge. Of course he is. And through goes Timmy. Jack on the back of YXF now as well. And then Merckx. And they're struggling to get past, but a lot of the drivers have just been lunging through. Well, that's not what these drivers are about. Oh, YXF doesn't need to do that though. And up the inside goes the Ferrari driver, and that's a great move. He's got a lot more grip. And Henke is round, and so is Morgan. Involved in an incident. Timmy is through, and he's now trying to go up the inside of Lewis W. Here we go, going on to the final lap. What an eventful sprint race. Samuel on Pera, the Aston Martin and the Williams. The Williams switches from right to left. And he's going to go for a move up the inside of turn 1. And the Williams driver is through on Pera. What a move. Morgan on YXF just clatters into the back of the Mercedes. Wow, and Henke goes through. Morgan needs to be a bit careful here. He's been a bit dangerous in his debut race. Morgan is now through on YXF. Timmy on the back of Lewis W. And Pera is going to try and go back for a move on the Williams, but it looks like his XD Paco. Pera nearly lost it. Timmy goes up. Lewis tries to switch it back. And it looks like XD Paco is going to win the sprint race. Ben Shirley does have a time penalty, so it looks like Reese is going to be in P2. Timmy also has a time penalty, so he's going to drop right back. Jack on the back of Natmobile. This is for P9. The Ferrari driver has so much more grip. So does Merckx in the Alpine. Jack and Merckx have been side by side for the majority of this race. Timmy, oh, the Aston Martin Pera clatters into the back of Samuel, pushes him wide. Oh, he loses the rears and hits him. Timmy loses the rears. XD Paco comes through to win the sprint race. Reese takes Ben Shirley. Samuel and Pera are side by side going to the line. And it's Samuel that beats Pera. Lewis beats Timmy. Powen comes through. Wow, wow, wow. Wow, that is crazy racing, I tell you. But XD Paco wins the sprint. So the results of the sprint, XD Paco is your race winner. It's Reese that finishes in P2, Ben Shirley in P3, his teammate of Samuel in P4, Pera P5, Lewis P6, Powen P7, Timmy P8, Jack P9 and Merckx P10. Wow, what a race, it really was. So we go back to dry again. But are we going to see rain again? Wow, that is the question. Hopefully we don't get the same weather conditions as the sprint race. I knew, because we had a dry bronze race and a dry silver race, I knew we were going to get rain in the gold race. I just knew it. And it caused absolute carnage again. I can imagine there's going to be quite a few reports in the gold division. And there's going to be some penalties handed out, absolutely. There's already penalties because I think 3 or 4 drivers changed their vote about an hour before the race without even informing any of the team. But we have too many drivers that want seats for next season, and going into the last couple of races, these races are going to determine who will have full-time seats next season. But here we go. This is it for the gold division for the feature race here in Brazil. And it's lights out and away we go. Down towards turn 1, it is XD Paco and Reese that lead. The 2 Williams are right behind him. The Aston Martin and Perez there. Bowman has made a move already. Jack is through. Henke is up a position. Natmobile is down and spun it. And he's blocked Sendro, who is round. The Aston Martin is round. Natmobile is round. And Salma is into the wall. It's a virtual safety car on lap 1. And it's carnage at the back. Salma once again. He did the exact same thing last week. I think it was Salma anyway that... Oh, was it Sarple? I think it was. That retired on lap 1. I'll have to double check that. But he wasn't even out the race. He just spun and he just retired and left. It's not the racing that we encourage. Indigo's left as well. YXF is through on Senjo. Yeah, Indigo has left. Has he got damage to his front wing? No. Senjo is through on YXF. VSC is out. XD Paco leads. Drivers need to be careful not to get a drive-through time penalty. VSC will be ending, and it does end. And Perez gone for a move on Samuel. What a restart for the Aston Martin. And here now comes the Alfa Romeo. And Samuel will have the inside line in the Williams and lunges down the inside, clatters into Lewis W. And Samuel Lewis will have to be careful now. He's lost quite a few positions from the lunge from the Williams. Henke is there, so Samuel is down 2 places. Morgan makes the move on Merckx and then lunges down the inside of F7R Jack. Wow, the McLaren driver needs to be so careful. He's lunging around the track, making dive bombs for fun. Ty Siesta on Merckx and he just loses the rears. So XD Paco is 1.7 clear. Ben Shorley will be on the back of V10 Reese in the Alpha Tauri. Sets the fastest lap of this Grand Prix, does XD Paco. And Poem on the back of BRT Samuel. DRS is now enabled. Remember, next season DRS will be enabled on lap 2. Poem is going to try and go for a move. Samuel tries to cover him off. And Poem backs out as he knows the Williams driver can be a bit tasty. Henke will try and go down the inside of the Red Bull. But good racing from the pair of them. Morgan trying to catch up to the Alfa Romeo as well. And right on the back of the 2 Alfa Romeos in P8 and P9. And Timmy is now back up to P5. He's up 3 positions. Fanfinus goes down the inside. So the 2 McLaren swap places as Fanfinus switches up the inside of his teammate. Henke now on the back of Owen. He will get a good exit, and we know how quick Henke is. And he should make light work of the Red Bull driver, who's doing a fantastic job here in the Gold Division, Mr. Bowen. And he will go down the inside. Fanfinus is through on Lewis. And down in towards turn 1. Henke makes the move. Good driving from the pair of them. Fanfinus up 9 places now. And Ties is round again. He's lost a few positions. Natmobile on the rear of his car. Ben Shorley makes a mistake. But he's got a bit of a gap, so it doesn't really matter that much. Let's have a look at tyres. So XD Paco, that's why he's making so much moves. Fanfinus is round. Fanfinus is round. And the McLaren driver down to P15. So XD Paco is opening up so much of a gap because he started on the medium compound tyres. So Timmy now up to P4 and chasing down Ben Shorley. So we are on lap 4 of 36. It still looks a little bit murky out there, but at the moment there's no signs of rain. Here comes Morgan on Lewis W. The McLaren on the Alfa Romeo as they go down towards the centre S's at turn 1. And the McLaren will take the wider line. The Alfa Romeo of Lewis W just stays in front of Morgan. Great racing from Lewis W. Natmobile goes into the pit lane. Henke on BRT Samuel. Ties goes into the pit lane as well. Natmobile just getting another pair done. Ties does retire. I thought he was staying in there, but he waited for the pit stop and then retired. Oh, that is Pera that is out. Pera is out of this Grand Prix. Where's he crashed it? That is another safety car. The first of the feature race. Look at that. His car is absolutely mangled. What has happened to Pera there? And the safety car is out. What do the drivers do now? XD Paco is going into the pit lane. So is Reese. Wow, every driver might pit here. Henke. Ooh, wow. So are the drivers going to swap places? Remember, if there's a bit of double stacking, the Williams will definitely lose places. Some of the drivers have stayed out. XD Paco's in a great position because he's on the hards now. So Samuel will come out behind the McLaren of Morgan. So V10 Reese makes up a position and up to P6, but provisional P2. Safety car will be in this lap and we're going to go back racing. It is going to be Poem that leads the safety car restart. So completely different strategies. Are we going to see rain again? Because it does look a bit cloudy and a bit grey out there. Natmobile stuck behind Indigo, who left the session at the start of the feature race and has not joined back. So there we go, Poem gets the restart underway. YXF trying to go on Mercs. Timmy is there. YXF does make the move on Mercs. Down the inside they go. V10 Reese got a really good exit. He's going to try and make the move on Mercs. He does. XD Paco is going to try and make the move. Here comes Reese. Ben Shawley trying to go at the inside of the Alpine and then goes up the inside of Reese. Wow, what is that lunge from the Williams of Ben Shawley? That was a huge lunge. Maybe just missed the brake pedal for the Williams driver. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Morgan on Mercs. And what is going in? Oh, XD Paco and Reese and Ben Shawley is through. XD Paco got caught up there. This is unbelievable. The racing. What are some of these drivers doing? The Williams of Ben Shawley is off. Morgan is up and through on Henke. Reese is down a position as well. I don't even know what this is. I really don't. Like, these drivers are supposed to be esports drivers and some of the best drivers around, and they're just showing they're absolutely not. It's just incredible. Lewis is through and into the lead of this race. Timmy is through on XD Paco, Henke and Reese. Oh, Reese is round. Reese is out of this Grand Prix. Safety car. I literally don't understand what these drivers are doing, and some of these Williams drivers are just absolutely lunging it from everywhere, and no driver wants to give anybody room. It's like they're battling for the world title on the very last lap of the race in an open lobby. It's just crazy. Yeah, Gravy Brain, that's exactly what it is. Everybody's ego is just massive. And they all think they're the best driver in the world, so they just do not want to be overtaken and they do not want to be behind people. I think the rain is coming, and I do apologise if I'm disrespecting any drivers at the moment, but this is just not the driving that we represent here in F7. It's absolutely not, and it's so poor to see some of the driving standards from these drivers. There's not even been many DNFs because the drivers have managed to hold on. It's just been so poor though. I think I did see a little bit of rain. Oh, they've gone on to fresh hards. Wow. I thought I'd seen rain though. So YXF is still your race leader. Timmy in P2, XD Paco P3. Morgan in the McLaren P4, Henke P5, Samuel P6, Senor P7, Ben Shawley P8, Fanfinis P9 and Jack in P10. Oh, Dennis, Jesus. There's already a few names that I have in mind. Just absolutely shocking, honestly, it really is. Safety car is out for the third time in 10 laps around Brazil. Like, we didn't even have a single safety car in the whole race in bronze, and we had one in the whole race in silver. Like, Brazil must be the hardest track on the calendar to bring out a safety car, and these are supposed to be the best drivers around the world, and they brought 4 out in a sprint race, and we're only 10 laps into the feature race. Safety car is in this lap, thank God. And we're going to go back racing again. So YXF will lead us. YXF needs to be careful not to go too slow. He's going so slow there, YXF. And off he goes. And that's Indigo, who's just left his AI car on track as well. Timmy, XD Paco, Morgan, Henke, Samuel, Senjo, Ben Shorley, Fanfinis, Jack, Natmobile. Oh, Natmobile loses the race. Oh, and loses round. Timmy is going to try and make a move on YXF. YXF moves to the inside to try and cover him off. And YXF just about stays in front for now. Timmy is going to try and make the move, going round the outside of YXF. But YXF does have the inside line, but Timmy just does not want to let him stay in front. Oh, XD Paco made a mistake. He got tied up. YXF's out. Samuel got a 3 second. XD Paco's at the back as well. XD Paco goes on the inside of Poem in the Red Bull. You know what? I'm not. YXF is out. Where is the Mercedes out? Wait, how's he crossed it there? Oh, he's gone straight on at the end of turn 4. He's just gone straight on over there and hit the barrier, so he could have brought out another safety car. So he pitted and then came out and deliberately crashed into the wall. Like, what is this? So Morgan 8/10 behind Timmy. Like, I can't even press broadcast because I'm just trying to stay on board with drivers to see how bad they're driving. It's just ridiculous. Here comes Senjo in the Alpha Tower, down the inside of Samuel in the Williams. Can Samuel respond to the back of the Alpha Tower? Henke on the back of Ben Shorley. Jack gets a penalty as well for corner cutting. And the two Williams in at P4 and P5. Morgan is chasing down Timmy in the Alpine. And here comes XD Paco once again on Poem and runs Poem wide again. And XD Paco stays in P9. Poem is going to try and respond as they go up the hill. Samuel Senjo has made a huge comeback here. Can Morgan stay within DRS range of Timmy? Chippy, mate. This has been one of the craziest races I've seen in a long time. So, Timmy is your race leader in the Alpine in P1. Morgan in P2. Senjo is in the podium places, but he's got Samuel chasing him down. It's a good job YXF just left because that's exactly what he would have been doing after the race. Fanfinis in the McLaren, and the DRS should be enabled now. It is. The rear wing is open for Morgan, and now he's starting to close the gap on Timmy. Senjo is there as well. The two Williams drivers, remember, they crashed in qualifying after arguing over who was starting their flying lap first, and now they're in P4 and P5, so hopefully they don't have a coming together here as well. Samuel a little bit deep there, but just stays on the back of the Alpha Tauri. Morgan is losing a little bit of time to Timmy, but he's getting it back down the DRS straights. Are we going to see rain before the end of this Grand Prix? Lewis W on the back of Natmobile. So remember, Morgan will get that DRS again. He's close enough, and that rear wing will open and bring him back within touching distance of the Alpine in front. And what about the Williams? Ben Shorley on his teammate of Samuel. Lewis W gets the overtake on Natmobile before they get to turn 1. Here comes Ben Shorley on his teammate Morgan on the back of Timmy. They're getting extremely close now. It's a great battle, but yeah, gamer, it's the third time, mate. You've been banned from leagues now, mate. Like, your driving is some of the worst I've ever seen, mate. Like, we always give drivers multiple chances here, but you can only do so much with drivers, especially when they try and cause deliberate safety cars. Here comes Ben Shorley in the Williams to take an overtake on his teammate, and Samuel will move to the right, and Ben Shorley is through. Poem and XD Paco are through on F7R Jack in the Ferrari, who's down to P10. Henke is catching up to the two Williams drivers. Is he going to make a move on Samuel, who moves to the left? Henke goes to the right. He's going to have to go the long way round of turn 4. The Alfa Romeo on the Williams. The Williams pushes him really wide, and Samuel keeps the positions by any means and any way at this point. Henke settles back in behind him, and Ben Shorley is now moving away. Morgan still not able to make the overtake on Timmy. We're only 16 laps in. It's just crazy. Morgan in the McLaren on the back of the Alpine of Timmy. But he's having a great race now, Timmy, now that he's out in front. And he's not able to collide with anybody, and he's in free air. He's really taking it to his own now. UFRL Merckx on the Ferrari of Jack. Can he get an overtake done? The Alpine on the Ferrari. So Morgan is within touching distance of the Alpine. The McLaren driver has come from nowhere to be in this fight for the race win. See you later, Reese. Here comes Henke on Samuel to try and make the move down the inside. The Alfa Romeo and the Williams just squabbling for position for P5 and P6. So can Morgan finally get the move? They're starting to catch up to Indigo, who left the session and left his car in AI on lap 1. So Ben Shawley will try and catch up to Sandro, the Williams driver. And Morgan will get that DRS again on Timmy. And he'll start to catch up. We've got a huge DRS train for the lead of this Grand Prix. Oh, Fanfinus has made a move on XD Paco. And Morgan has lost a few positions. Did he try and make a dive? And he's all the way down to P10. Very unfortunate for the McLaren driver. That now moves Sendro up to P2. XD Paco on Fanfinus is through. Indigo, that AI car, just getting in the way of the drivers. Ben Shawley now into the podiums, and Henke still chasing them down. So Timmy leads to Sendro, the Norwegian, in P2. Ben Shawley, the British driver, in P3. Then another Norwegian of Henke in P4. And then Samuel in P5. Natmobile with that 3-second time penalty. Natmobile is out. He retires. Where did he retire? Oh, just another driver that's just retired on track. Literally as he's driving around. Oh, God. Fanfinus through on that DRS of XD Paco. All the drivers with that DRS. Morgan with that 3-second. Sendro is now right on the back of Timmy. Can Sendro make the move? We shall find out. The McLaren of Fanfinus trying to hold off the second of the trains. Lewis W having to try and make another comeback after multiple incidents that weren't his fault either. Down out of turn 15, there is a McLaren that is round. That is Morgan again. So Morgan seems to be struggling now on their medium tyres. XD Paco is through on Fanfinus and back up to P6. Fanfinus will try and make the move again, and the McLaren driver and the Haas of XD Paco having a great little battle here. Up to P6, but can the Haas driver respond? I need a drink, guys. Ben Shawley will make the move on Sendro, and he does get it done. XD Paco not able to get back through on Fanfinus this lap. You know what, Red, I really need a strong drink, to be honest. I just cannot wait for this race to end, honestly. I feel so sorry for the drivers that have really tried to stay out of trouble, and you know, the actual drivers that respect the league. I feel sorry for them. Merckx is through on podium. The two UFRL drivers swapping places. Senjo right on the back of Ben Shorley. Can he make a move? He's also got Henke there. So the two Norwegians in P3 and P4. And here comes Senjo and Ben Shorley. What was Ben Shorley doing there? As Senjo was about to make the overtake on the inside, the Williams just moves over, hits him on the left, and nearly takes him out. Great driving from Senjo to hold on. UFRL Mr. Poem on the back of UFRL Merckx. And now Ben Shorley is outside of that DRS range of Timmy. What a reaction from Senjo it was. So Ben has got back within DRS range of Timmy. But he is around 9 tenths behind. Let's have a look at the tyres. So there's a lot of laps done from the medium runners. UFRL Merckx and Mr. Palmer are in actually really good positions here, you know. Samuel, with another 3 second, that's going to be costly. Fanfulness on the back of XD Packer. We've had a great tussle at the end of this race. Here comes Merck on Mr. Poem, and the Alpine is back through on the Red Bull. Fanfulness still chasing down XD Packer on the McLaren on the Haas. Oh, that is Samuel that's round, and into the wall he goes. And he is very lucky to still be in this race. He completely lost the car there. So Samuel, very, very lucky to still be in this race. So with 11 laps to go, these drivers look like they're probably going to have to pit again here. Oh, there is a few drivers going into the pits. Samuel is one of them. He just sped into the pit lane and retired, nearly crashed in. So the two drivers of Poem and Merckx there as well. Ben Shorley is starting to catch up to Timmy. 10 laps to go. Lewis W on Jack, who goes into the pit lane as well. I think they've made a good decision to pit here, because these drivers on these mediums, I do not think they're going to get to the end of this Grand Prix. Henke, let me have a look. Actually, you are right, Red. There is a championship up for stakes here. It's not the race Henke would have wanted, but if he is crowned champion at the end, I don't think he will mind. He will. He will. And there. Oh, Timmy is round. Timmy in the Alpine is round. And down to P5. He is starting to struggle on them tyres now. And into the pit lane he will go. No, he stays out again. That BRT Samuel looked like he deliberately tried to crash into one, then went into the pit lane and retired. So that's a little bit annoying. Henke will get the move done on Sendro. All Henke has to do is finish in the points, and that's it. Yeah, where he finishes now, he will be crowned champion. As long as Sendro didn't outscore him by 25 points in this race, Henke is crowned champion. So this is incredible. 8 laps to go, and Henke will be crowned the world champion for the very first time. Timmy has stayed out, so props to Timmy for continuing on. He's now behind Fanfrenes. Fanfrenes in the McLaren on the back of XD Paco. What's going on, Ben? Nice to see you got back, mate. Got back safe and sound. Here comes Henke on Ben. Surely he knows he has to be careful on this Williams driver. Jack setting the fastest lap of the race. 7 laps to go. Henke is bidding to win his first world championship here in the Gold Division. It's been an awful race, but that won't matter to him. Oh, Henke has taken the lead of this Grand Prix. How amazing would it be for him to do it on track? And Ben Surely is right on the rear diffuser of Henke, and he's going to try and go for the move, the Williams driver. Henke knows. Oh, Ben Surely, man. He's just tapped the wheel of Henke, spun him and went through. You can see what he was trying to do there. Henke will have to do it again, but he will still be crowned champion at this point. Merckx is through on board, and that's how you do it. Good racing. So XD Paco will try and catch up. Henke will get another opportunity to pass his Norwegian countryman. And Ben Surely has been overtaken by Sendro, and Henke will stay behind him. But Ben will get an opportunity to get back past Sendro, and Sendro will not want any part of this. Yeah, oh, it's just really clumsy racing. These three are so close, it's anybody's race to win, but they're on really old tyres. Oh, and Ben Surely's lost the rears there. I was just saying about the tyres, but he did so well to hold on to it. So we are on lap 31 of 36. Ben Shorley will have that DRS to chase down Sendro. The Williams on the Alpha Tauri. The Alfa Romeo is there trying to get involved. Down towards the centre S's at turn 1 and 2. Timmy speeds into the pit lane. He gets the 5 seconds. Merckx gets the overtake on Lewis W. And so does Mr. Poem as well. And they're stuck behind Indigo, who is the lap car, so all of them will get DRS now from that lapped car. Enjoy using that DRS to stay in front. Henke XD Paco is right in this train now as well. Any 4 of these drivers can win. So Sendro, the man from Norway, on lap 32, leads this Grand Prix. Ben Shorley in the Williams loses the rears again. He's starting to struggle on them really old tyres. XD Paco is there. Merckx and Poem, they're only 13 seconds behind, but they are on fresh tyres. Henke, Ben Shorley, who's going to make the move? Here comes the Williams driver on the Alpha Tauri. The Alpha Tauri going to make him go the long way round. The Williams backs out for now and will wait for the longest straight. Not the longest straight, the second DRS straight. And he sees the Alpha Tauri flashing in front of him. This could be a good opportunity as they go down towards turn 4. The Williams driver just not close enough to make the move. So Sendro is clinging on here. Yeah, Lukey Indigo left on lap 1, just left the session, and his car, so he's now gone from F7. I just don't understand the driving tonight. Like, Brazil is such a nice track to race around. It's such an easy circuit. It's one of the tracks that you can barely bring out a safety car on. It's great for overtaking. There's so much space. And it's been one of the worst races I've ever watched around Brazil, and these are supposed to be esports drivers. Like, it's just mad. The racecraft and the race awareness, and I just don't get it at all. Like, I really don't. Like, these guys are representing esports teams. Here comes XD Paco. On at Ben Shorley, and the Williams will make a move, lunges up the inside of Sendro. And XD Paco is now into the race lead. Henke is round. Henke has spun it. Oh, he will still be crowned world champion though, even if he finishes in P8 or P9. Fanfurness will lunge up the inside of Ben, the McLaren driver. Let's just have a look at the tyres. He's on the hard tyres, XD Paco as well, so that's why they're starting to take over now. But 28 laps on them tyres, that is crazy. Here comes Fanfurness on Ben Shorley. The McLaren on the Williams will make the move. And Ben will try and go for the move as well. He tries to go down a gap that just is not there. And Fanfurness is taken out. 1.5 laps to go. UFRL Poem is through on Merckx. Great racing from these two. That's how it's done. And Jack and Lewis as well. So Ben surely will make the move on Senjo on the very last lap of this Grand Prix to take P2. Senjo slows down to back in behind him, how it should be done. Hoem is going to make the overtake on Henke on them fresher tyres, and so will Merckx as well. Try and go around the outside of the soon-to-be world champion. Jack is through on Lewis. Senjo is through on Ben Shorley, who goes down the inside and just pushes Senjo out wide, like completely pushes him off track. Merckx. And that's how it's done. Even though he's close, Merckx, he just backs out, thinks better of it, will wait for a better opportunity. But Henke is going to be crowned world champion here today, regardless of his race. XD Paco nearly loses the race. Merckx is through. Henke is round. Henke might not be crowned world champion here. You need to reset to track. Yeah, you're stuck. 82. Yeah, he's not going to be crowned world champion here today, Henke. XD Paco does come through to win the Grand Prix. Ben Shorley in P2 and Senjo in P3. So let me just work it out. 86 points, and he's just took 14 off him. Yeah, he's not going to be crowned world champion mathematically. Henke here today. Well, what an eventful race. I do apologise to everybody that had to watch that, but I do appreciate everybody that stuck around. I'm really sorry. I will speak to drivers. That is not the racecraft that we want to show here. I'm really sorry, guys. You know, if you'd watched the bronze race earlier and the silver race earlier, they were unbelievable races. These guys are esports drivers, and it was one of the worst I've ever watched around Brazil, and I'm really sorry. But I appreciate the support. Really, really appreciate the support. We will be back tomorrow night at 7 PM, 7:30 PM with Red Wildfire. She will be doing commentary on Fantasy F7. We already know the champions in Fantasy F7. Oh, please don't do this. I need to see the end of the standings. Yeah, it's not going to show it. It's messed up. Oh, there we go. I need to skip quickly so that I can get them. So Jack does take the fastest lap. And driver of the day will go to... Fanfinus. Could have been Senjo as well, but... Right, thanks for watching, guys. We'll be back tomorrow night. B-Right is still the current world champion now. Well done, everybody that finished the race. Well done to the drivers that didn't get involved in any of the really, really poor racecraft and driving. Thank you so much for supporting one of the best racing leagues in Europe, as always. We really do appreciate it. We do everything we can do to make this league work, and it's been 4 years now. It's been incredible. Thank you for the continued support, and I will definitely look at the Gold Division and try and sort this out. Thanks, guys. Have a good evening.